Hi there, this is Trisha, and I want to wish you a Happy New Year and hope you all had a great holiday. I did not trade during Christmas and New Year only because the volume is usually so light that it just makes it difficult sometimes because you can be waiting forever for a bar to complete when you're trading off a tick chart. So I just prefer not to trade on light volume days when I know there's going to be light volume days. I'm going to show you the trades that you could have taken on Friday. Like I said, I did not trade, but this will help everyone who's out there trying to recognize the setups. I know a lot of you are doing really great at recognizing them, and I'm really excited about that. I do use two setups, one off a longer tick chart, one off a smaller tick chart, that's for scalps, and I use three charts for confirmation with indicators before ever entering a trade, and it does make for higher odds of the trade going in the direction that you are anticipating. So with that said, I will show you what you could have did on Friday. This is a scalp trade that's set up at about 10:10 in the morning that you would not have taken. And I'm showing you this only because I want you to get used to looking at all of the charts for confirmation of taking an entry, not just one chart. Because this one would have worked out, but you never know that. You have to realize that here you have your setup occurring on the scalp trade indicator, and obviously you can see that it would have worked out, but only seeing up to this bar, which is all we would have the information to at the point that the trade is occurring, you don't know if it is going to work out or not work out. This is great because we do have our scalp indicator setting up. This indicator is correct. Now this indicator here is already in overbought territory, but oftentimes if everything is in alignment and it is just coming into overbought territory, I will break the rules. If everything else is looking so great, I will take it if it is just crossing over into overbought territory. I would not take it if it was going sideways for a very long time and then a scalp trade setup occurred and everything else looked great. It would have to just be crossing over, and it is really rare that I do that. But again, if everything is perfect, I will take the chance and take it. So this is the smaller tick chart. So we have our setup. Now, what we want to do first off is we want to make sure that our indicator is showing that it's trending. And you can see here where our circle is on our minute chart that it is not. It is below 20. And at this point, we don't know if it's going to trend higher or above 20 or go lower. So I would opt to pass only because you can see that we're just kind of going sideways here. And that is pretty indicative of a light volume day with not much in the way of trend. I'm not saying you can't get the trend indicator to show trend because, as I'll show you later, we do. But at this point in time, we just have no information on which way this is going to go. So that is why I would not have taken the trade that I just showed you on the smaller tick chart. Now, also at the same time, we did have the setup occurring on the longer tick chart, breaking out over our trend line. However, again, we are not over the 20 mark on our trend line. Also, this bar here where I have the arrow and the line, that is not complete yet. This bar took a very long time to complete. And by the time we got to the completion of that bar, we're over here on this bar. Then if you look at the smaller tick chart, I'll go back so you can see. If you look at the smaller tick chart, right around here is where we finally get the completion of that bar off of our longer tick chart, and you can see we've gone sideways in the overbought territory for quite a while. So we wouldn't want to take this entry only because our bar did not complete and we did not have the setup on the smaller tick chart. So we did have two setups occurring at the same time, but this one took forever. This bar, I can't recall off the top of my head, but I think it took like 7 or 8 minutes to complete. And again, that is pretty common on a light volume day. So we would have passed on both those trades, even though they would have gone on to work out. What you have to keep in mind is that you're looking at it after the fact, and you can always tell, obviously, after the fact if something would have worked or not worked. But you, at the time of taking your entry, only have the information that is available to you at that time and to your left. So again, you need to be smart about looking at all of your charts, making sure they're all in alignment before you take your entry. And it will definitely help you to have many more profitable trades. This is a trade that you could have taken, and this was a scalp trade that set up at about 11:16 or thereabouts. And we've got our scalp indicator saying we can go long here. This indicator is in alignment to go long, and we've got divergence on this indicator. So this is an awesome setup. We do have our trend over 20, and we've got our ticks over 0. So we're good. So we're going to take this trade. So if you took this trade and you used the trail stop method, you would have trail stopped out over here using this low on this bar as your stop. So you would have trail stopped out here for a gain of 1.5. Even if you went for +2 to exit, I don't think that you would have gotten there. I think you would, the most you would have got was 1 3/4. So again, this would have worked out for a gain of 1 1/4. This is a setup that occurred at about 111, 110, and we've got our scalp trade set up saying we can go long. We've got this indicator saying we can go long, and we've got divergence on this indicator. We've got on our minute chart, we've got our trending indicator over 20. We've got our ticks above 0. So we're good to go. We're going to take this long. So you could have taken this long, and you would not have trail stopped out until up here if you know, you want to keep moving your trail, obviously. So we were in, we used 2-point stop for our initial stop. Excuse me. And as its price is moving up, we just keep moving our stop. So we would have been stopped out using the low of these bars. We would have got stopped out over here. You would have gotten in at about 919, between 919 and 1950, just depending on where your order would have got filled, playing with the market order. So again, I did not take this trade, so I'm just going to assume, you know, between 919, 919.25 is where you would have got filled. So you would have had a gain of 2 3/4 or 3 points on this particular trade. I did want to show you also on our tick off of the smaller minute chart. The reason why we use our tick is we like it to be over 0 when we're going long, and we like it to be below 0 when we're going short. Now what I wanted to show you is you can also look for divergence on the tick as well. You can see here that price is going up, and you can see that we've got a higher here, a higher high on our tick down here. And price is still moving higher, but you can see our tick is moving lower. So what that means to me is that, okay, we're going higher, but the tick is not able to go higher. So realistically, what that means is that price is going to follow and go lower. So that is just another indicator that you can use for which direction price could possibly go. Again, it is a light volume day, so you know, I would keep that in mind. If I ever was trading on a lighter volume day, I might not sit in a trade as long as if I was trading on a light volume day. But again, that's just me. You can trade anytime you like, light volume or no light volume. That's totally up to you. So anyway, I did not trade during this time frame, but I did want to show you those trades. You could have taken 2 trades for a gain of +4 and would have worked out just fine. I have to admit, I did not look later in the day to see if there were any more trade setups. That basically took us to 2 o'clock. So if there were more, then great. But those are the 2 that I saw up until 2 o'clock. So if you'd like to check out these trade setups that I use, you can go to www.easyemintrade.com. And I will hopefully be back to you guys tomorrow or Tuesday. Okay?